Thank you so much. Well, the countdown is on. With just 2 weeks now until the end of the year, lawmakers are getting antsy. They're awaiting Governor Cuomo's stamp of approval on nearly 140 pieces of legislation. Our Capitol correspondent Kimberly Howard is live in our Albany newsroom now to break it all down for us. And Kimberly, each piece of that legislation has to make it to Cuomo's desk by the 31st or the bill just expires, right?
That's right, Liz. And the good news, about 100 of those bills are under consideration by the governor right now. But that still leaves 39 pieces of legislation that need to at least be seen by Cuomo in the next 2 weeks, or their history. The legislature passed 658 bills last session, and since June, lawmakers have been awaiting Governor Cuomo's approval. It hasn't come in all cases. Since Election Day, Cuomo vetoed more than 40 bills. About the same number still have yet to cross his desk.
Once you get past December 31st, you're kind of in a gray area, and it's really an area that all parties are trying to avoid at all possible.
It's the responsibility of either the Senate or the House to get the proposed legislation to the governor, depending on where the bill originated. And while the clock is ticking toward that December 31st deadline, the last bills to reach the governor will have more time after the end of the year to get the approval or the veto, so long as Cuomo can at least consider the bill by December 31st.
So we may not know what happens to these 39 bills until very late January 2015.
There are also nearly 100 other bills under consideration by the governor right now. The timetable on those is ticking. Once they land on Cuomo's desk, he has 10 days to act on them. The governor requests all supporting documentation from the legislature when making his final decision, a decision that needs to be made within a shrinking window, especially with the holidays right around the corner.
He will get it done one way or the other.
Coming up at 6, we take a look at some of this legislation that's coming down to the wire, everything from liquid nicotine to reforming the Port Authority. Live in the Albany newsroom, Kimberly Howard, CBS 6 News.
And while several bills await Cuomo's signature, many crucial items did make it in front of the governor. Items signed into law this year include a bill making CPR training mandatory in high schools. Right now, the State Education Commissioner is working on a recommendation for that statewide plan. Cuomo also signed legislation requiring school coaches to report suspected child abuse and closed a legal loophole banning so-called revenge porn. And who could forget the approval of the state snack made for great late-night TV after lawmakers spent time and money debating the merits of yogurt versus contenders like the pretzel.
Tonight, the race is winding down. After a major push to bring casinos to upstate New York, we are now just 1 day away from learning what the future holds for the capital region. The announcement is set for tomorrow afternoon, and 4 communities are watching this very closely. Howe Caverns, Schenectady, Rensselaer, and East Greenbush are all still in the running right now, but it's possible none of them could be chosen. So what goes into the decision, and what happens next? It's a polarizing choice.
You either really, really want it or you don't want it at all.
That could change the face of the capital region, and it all comes down to this. Recommendations by the 5-member Gaming Facility Location Board. For months now, they've been poring over boxes of applications, trying to find the right fit for New York State. Up for grabs, up to 4 casino licenses divided among 3 areas: the capital region, the eastern southern tier, and the Catskills and Hudson Valley.
There's no doubt they're taking it very seriously.
Robert Williams heads up the state's gaming commission. He'll get the group's final recommendations tomorrow.
The Gaming Commission then has an ability to not approve the content of the decision, but to review the character and fitness and licensing capability of those choices. But they don't have a choice to substitute their own judgment as to location or quality of location.
As we know, 4 developers are pushing hard to put casinos in our area, but it's important to point out that these licenses aren't guaranteed.
Under the statute, they may not even award a single one. There's no mandate that they award any licenses at all. It's up to 4, no more than 2 in any particular region.
So it's possible we won't see a casino, or we could get more than one. Only time will tell.
I think that's the major element that we're looking at here is that they're not building something that can't be sustained within a location, and that they're appropriate for the different communities.
Now, tomorrow's announcement will be big, but don't expect shovels in the ground the next day. The Gaming Commission will take the board's recommendations, then do a lot of their own work. We're talking more comprehensive background checks, environmental and licensing suitability reviews. That could take some time, so it might be a while before any casino licenses are handed out. And when it comes to the big reveal, don't worry, we got you covered. I'll be at the announcement tomorrow, and our team of reporters will be on hand as well. You can look for coverage tomorrow evening on air and online at CBS6Albany.com.
On to Clifton Park, where investigators are working to find whoever it was who shot out several windows at Ellis Medicine's medical center. This happened over the weekend. We're told that no one was hurt. The medical center itself says it has stepped up security and has reminded patients and staff now to be mindful when parking.
Today marks the one-year anniversary of a crash that mortally wounded a New York State trooper. David Kniff's cruiser was hit by a tractor trailer along the thruway near exit 27 in Amsterdam. That was last December 16th. Car he had pulled over at the time was struck as well. Kniff died in the hospital the next day. The trooper's estate and the driver he pulled over have filed lawsuits against the truck driver who hit them and the company he worked for. The driver, though, has not been formally charged in that crash. Tonight, new developments in a deadly shooting involving police officers at a Walmart.
Time that went by from the time that the officers asked him to put the BB gun down was 0.36 seconds. They simply shot him.
Where the man's family is now taking their case and what they're hoping will come out of it. Plus, they're used to power everything from toys to remote controls.
The big danger hidden inside a tiny package and how to keep your kids safe. Next. First, though, a live look at the roads. We are looking at I-90 near exit 5A. Traffic moving along. You're watching CBS 6 News at 5.
I'm TV's Craig Ferguson, and this is Celebrity Name Game.
She's got a big butt. Kim Kardashian.
She's Xena Warrior Princess. She hates the rules.
Lucy Wallace.
Yes!
Craig Ferguson hosts Celebrity Name Game.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 6.
The CBS 6 Melodies of Christmas.
A holiday showcase for some of New York's finest young musicians and vocalists.
The songs of the season performed by the Empire State Youth Orchestra and Chorale this Thursday through Sunday. Good seats still available. Sponsored by Price Chopper and Freihoffers.
The Men's Warehouse holiday sale is on. Get a new look and celebrate the season with confidence. Get select suits for $179.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Confidence suits you. Only at Men's Warehouse.
Myth. Other children should stay away from a bullying situation or they'll get bullied too. Fact. Kids must be taught effective ways to act as allies, not bystanders. We need to teach students ways to be allies that will not make them targets and to address the stigma of snitching. Won't you choose to help stop bullying and be an ally?
Made possible through a partnership with the Anti-Defamation League, Neil and Jane Golub, and Price Chopper.
Hey, it's your old bestie, Jem. Remember how you loved getting me as a holiday gift? Well, you can be that truly outrageously happy again with a new Honda Civic during Happy Honda Days. It comes with a rear-view camera
and Pandora compatibility. Care to dance?
Whoa. At ease, soldier.
Your loss.
Get something you'll love at the Happy Honda Days sales event, where all 2015 models come standard with a rear-view camera.
The Men's Warehouse holiday sale is on. Get a new look and celebrate the season with confidence. Get select suits for $179.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on almost everything else in the store. Confidence suits you. Only at Men's Warehouse.
The unlike December continues, at least today.
At least today, right. Yeah, we did just nudge the upper 30s to around 40. And now rain is coming in, so it's not a thing we're going to need to shovel tonight.
There you go.
So in most cases, this very low impact. Now, with that said, there could be a few locations that get some freezing rain this evening into the night tonight, but much more the exception than the rule. Most of us will be in good shape. Cold high pressure is retreating east of Maine. Low pressure now near Detroit is moving to the east-northeast, and that low center is going to track up through the St. Lawrence Valley. A second one now developing along the Delmarva will tend to take over, and that's going to move east of New England. It's kind of a warmish flow coming in off the Atlantic, so a lot of green here on the map means largely rain, and the eastern extension, this little line here, is now just to the south and west of the capital region. You can see there's much more showers back through western New York, western Pennsylvania, and all the way back to Michigan and Ohio. So that's all going to spiral through overnight tonight. Live instant Doppler 6 show in the capital region points east. Dry at the moment, but we've got some wet weather now into the Mohawk Mohawk Valley, southern Adirondacks, coming up through Schoharie and Greene counties. These yellows here are suggestive of perhaps a little bit of sleet mixing in. If that is the case, it's really not going to amount to all that much. And in most cases, temperatures are above freezing, but there are some marginal spots like Indian Lake 32, Gloversville now at 33, Grafton also at 33 degrees. So there are a couple of spots, Duanesburg too at 32, which will be very close to, if not slipping just slightly below freezing, especially the hilltops. And our WeatherNet 6 weather watchers, Woodford, Vermont, east of Bennington, 2,000-foot elevation indicating a temperature of 30, the same for Landgrove. So in a couple of pockets this evening, tonight, there will be a little bit of slipperiness with some freezing rain, most likely to occur in the Mohawk Valley, Adirondacks, Vermont, and the Taconics. But again, should be much more the exception than the rule. For most of us, numbers tonight generally mid to upper 30s and holding fairly steady, as we'll see periods of rainfall throughout the night. So at 10 o'clock, the map lit up with green here, and that means the rain should be fairly widespread across the area. It will tend to become a little bit more scattered in nature through 6 o'clock in the morning, but expect damp weather through the first half of Wednesday. And then through noon, we might dry out just a little bit more. In fact, it's not even out of the question. There could be a couple of breaks of sunshine south of Albany in the mid-Hudson Valley tomorrow. So places like Hudson, Kingston could see temperatures between 45 and 50. For the rest of us, 40 to 45, some upper 30s, places like Glens Falls and Oneonta. Westerly wind will increase a bit tomorrow, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, we'll tend to get trickier later tomorrow into especially tomorrow night. We'll still be dealing with mainly scattered rain showers into the afternoon in the valleys, but the air aloft will be cooling, so there will be a switch over to snow or snow showers, Adirondacks, Catskills first, and then as we head towards the evening and overnight period, Wednesday night, Vermont and the Berkshires. In fact, with the strengthening westerly wind and a lot of low-level moisture in the atmosphere, very favorable for upslope snows to develop east of the Hudson River. That would also be the case in the Adirondacks and the Catskills, so there is some potential into the day on Thursday for several inches of snow accumulation, mainly in higher elevation locations. Most of the rest of us will not be dealing with that, but if you live in the mountains, you'll get a little bit of snow from later Wednesday night into Thursday. Perhaps 2 to 4 inches southern Vermont, the Adirondacks, and an inch or two certainly possible any of the high spots back through the Catskills. Thursday, for the rest of us, looks generally dry. Friday, Saturday, generally dry. Storm watch remaining on the board here for Sunday. Still signals there will be a mid-Atlantic storm. I think we're going to get some snow out of it, but in terms of whether it's a big storm or a small storm, I'm thinking the probability for anything of a widespread 4-inch or regional greater snowfall right now still looks to be a low probability at 3, but it's certainly not 0, so we'll continue to monitor that potential very carefully. Monday, Tuesday looking quiet, but if we were to extend this forecast out to Christmas Eve Wednesday, which I'll be doing tomorrow, that period also looks active, and that could continue into Christmas. So an active pattern for sure. We may be talking about some snow or wintry mixed weather for the holiday.
All right, that'll make the kiddies happy.
Yes, the travelers not so much.
Not so much.
Yep. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Well, it's being called one of the worst attacks in Pakistan's history.
Next, we'll tell you who's claiming responsibility for the massacre at a school and why they say they carried out the attack.
CBS 6 News brought to you by Finkelstein & Partners, winning serious injury lawsuits since 1959.
Hi, it's James.
And Megan.
From Destination Kia. And during our pre-owned extravaganza, let us do your holiday shopping for you. Because right now, with every pre-owned vehicle purchase, get a $600 Colony Center shopping spree or 40-inch HD TV. There's over 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose. $600 Colony Center shopping spree or 40-inch HD TV? Now that's kooky.
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia, 760 Central Ave, Albany. Puppies and baby not included.
We're building a better world at Time Warner Cable.
Oh, lovely.
And we know you can't always watch TV where you want to. So we invented this. Now you can download the free TWC TV app and watch live TV and on demand, anytime, anywhere. Stream it online and on all your favorite devices. With an offer like this, there's never been a better time to switch. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Americans spend about $4,000 on engagement rings, but that $4,000 average includes a lot of people on a $2,000 budget. You might be surprised at how many options Northeastern Fine Jewelry has at that price range. Like our current collection of beautifully cut halo rings from $1,500 and up. The name halo describes the look, a center diamond surrounded by a halo of smaller diamonds. But the biggest advantage to shopping here is the value. See just how far $2,000 can take you at Northeastern Fine Jewelry. I'm Ray Blesser, and I want to be your jeweler.
Some things are risky. And some things are smart.
Find emergency room.
Like the entirely new Hyundai Sonata. With the Insurance Institute's highest safety award, it'll be one of the safest decisions you'll ever make. Right now, during Hyundai holidays, take advantage of our best offers of the season.
Get a Sonata for $159 a month or 0.9% APR plus up to $2,500 total savings. Event ends January 2nd.
Secretary of State John Kerry pledging support to the people of Pakistan. That after a deadly attack on a school this morning.
This act of terror angers and shakes all people of conscience, and we condemn it in the strongest terms possible.
The death toll has grown to 141 people now after Taliban gunmen stormed the building, targeting teenagers, children, and their teachers. Officials say 132 of those victims were students. Police say 7 attackers started shooting people at random inside the military-run school, and the troops quickly arrived at the scene and exchanged fire with the gunmen, killing the attackers. A spokesman for the Taliban says that massacre is revenge for Pakistan forces targeting Taliban families.
The family of an Ohio man killed by police inside a Walmart back in August are now filing a federal civil suit against the retail chain. John Crawford III was shot by police after authorities got a call about someone loading and pointing a gun inside the store. Now, surveillance video showed Crawford on the phone walking past an air rifle display, picking one up and continuing to walk. Prosecutors say Crawford did not open the gun's packaging. Someone else had done that earlier. A grand jury decided later that the officers in the case should not be indicted. The family is suing the city of Beaver Creek, Ohio, the officers involved, and Walmart. They're seeking more than $75,000 in damages.
Well, with the holidays underway, a warning to parents now about those small button batteries. You know the ones. They're in tons of kids' toys these days. And many of those toys will be laying around on the floor in the coming weeks, making those batteries very accessible. And as CBS 6's Julia Dunn tells us, if these tiny batteries are ingested, it could be disastrous.
Button batteries are everywhere these days, powering your gadgets, toys, even ornaments.
It's silver.
And Candace Power's home is no exception.
A lot of our toys come with the AAA batteries, but I know the newer toys are coming out with the smaller batteries.
But what many don't realize is the threat these small objects pose to young kids who may swallow them.
They actually can get lodged in the esophagus and cause a chemical burn, and there's horror stories about that.
That chemical burn is the battery slowly corroding. It leaks lithium, and that burns through the wall of the throat. If it's not removed within the window of a few hours, emergency surgery may need to be done to repair the damage.
I was surprised by that. Of course, there's the choking hazards and it getting lodged and obstructing something, but I never would have guessed it could have done that much damage.
In fact, more than 3,500 incidents of button battery ingestion are reported to U.S. poison control centers every year. And the number of kids suffering serious injury or death has more than quadrupled in the past 5 years. If your child does swallow one, experts say look for these signs.
Signs would be, they have some trouble swallowing, so they're not handling their secretions real well, like their saliva, persistent coughing, that sort of stuff.
At Candace's home, she says constant supervision and being aware of what battery-powered products in the home kids may have access to has kept her family accident-free.
The damage it can do to the insides of your child, it's critical to keep them away. We do what we can to keep the small things away and get them from them as quickly as possible.
In Mechanicville, Julia Dunn, CBS 6 News.
Good reminder to be careful.
Absolutely.
Well, a fresh start just in time for the new year.
Yeah, we're going to take you to the grand opening of a new animal hospital in Troy. That's coming up right after the break. First, though, a quick reminder that tickets are on sale for the 2014 Melodies of Christmas. It's just 2 days away. The 35th annual holiday show presented 4 times between December 18th and 21st.
And net proceeds from the performances go to a great cause, the Melodies Center for Childhood Cancer and Blood Disorders at Albany Med. Back after this.
At Capital Land Motors, we treat every customer the way we'd like to be treated, with an extra special nod of thanks to our servicemen and women. Take Sarge here and his proud pal Corbo. Sarge demands GMC professional-grade power and performance, backed by an ASE-certified service department of vets. And that's what you'll get at Capital Land Motors. At Capital Land Motors, we salute our vets. Now step into the crossover sensation, a 2015 GMC Acadia all-wheel drive SLE 36-month lease for just $239 a month. Capital Land Motors, Route 50 Glenville, and CapitalLandGMC.com.
I love Five Below. I love that I can't hear you sing. Sugar Rush in 3, 2...
Oh, yeah. Hashtag Snarky. Ew.
You can have it all. Newsflash, girls like shiny things.
Tons of gifts, $5 and below.
5 below?
Woohoo!
Just go.
Oh, yeah.
What is it about the little things we love so much? At Glens Falls Hospital, it's no small wonder what our advanced, minimally invasive surgical procedures can do in the hands of our experts. Patients heal faster, getting back to their lives and families sooner. From endovascular aortic repair to advanced robotic surgical procedures, small things are happening every day that are making a big difference in the lives of our patients. Feel the difference. Glens Falls Hospital.
If you waited all year for one thing, shouldn't it be this, or this, or even this? Well, that's good because we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Come into Keeler BMW today or visit us online at bmw.keeler.com for great pricing and special event information.
My dealer is Keeler.
Pet owners in the capital region now have a new place to turn to get their animals treated.
There they are, cutting the ribbon as we speak for the Collar City Animal Hospital. Just opened on 2nd Street in Troy today. And the location and the name are new, but these are the same people behind the Lansingburg Veterinary Hospital. That office is now just down the road at the site of the old Daily Inn restaurant. You might remember that place.
When we saw this building, it just screamed at me and said, we've got to do this. And my wife thought I was completely crazy, but we made it work in the end.
Looks like it. The owners tell CBS 6 it took more than a year for them to rehabilitate the building, and it looks like it was well worth the wait. Even a
He's waiting. He's
puppy
happy.
on hand, ready for treatment, I guess.
He's got a big smile on his face.
That's right. Well, New York State is getting a big financial boost when it comes to curbing domestic violence.
Yes, we're going to tell you just how much we're getting, and as well as the plans in store for that money. It's coming up.
The CBS 6 program is sponsored by Brittany Jewelers in the new Social Plaza in Glenville. This Sunday on CBS 6, catch Patriots at Jets at 1 and Bills at Raiders at 4:25. Brought to you locally by your upstate Ford dealers. Ford trucks built Ford tough.
Make the holidays memorable with Pandora Holiday Charms at Wits End. Jolly Santa, Happy Snowman, Christmas Bear, Sparkling Surprise, and many more. A wonderful way to say Happy Holidays. For Pandora, come see us at Wits End.
On December 20th, 2011, WRGB-TV was granted a license by the Federal Communications Commission to serve the public interest as a public trustee until June 1st, 2015. Our license will expire on June 1st, 2015. We must file an application for license renewal with the FCC by February 1st, 2015. When filed, a copy of this application will be available for public inspection at www.fcc.gov. It contains information concerning the station's performance over the last 8 years. Individuals who wish to advise the FCC of facts relating to our renewal application and to whether this station has operated in the public interest should file comments and petitions with the FCC by May 1st, 2015. Further information concerning the FCC's broadcast license renewal process is available at the FCC, Washington, D.C. 20554, and at www.fcc.gov.
The holidays are a special time to share with family and loved ones.
At Denoyer Chevrolet, we pride ourselves in continuing to be a family-run business for 3 generations.
We have a long tradition of being values-driven, and we maintain this tradition today.
We wish everyone the best for this holiday season.
And we'd like to thank everyone who's made Denoyer the #1 Chevrolet dealer for the last 30 years.
Denoyer Chevrolet, values-driven. Happy holidays from our family to yours.
What's that?
Subway Big Hot Pastrami.
Pastrami!
Pastrami! Pastrami!
Pastrami.
Get your own Big Hot Pastrami melt. Subway, eat fresh.
It's a letter from the heart to every NCIS fan.
Every rule exists for a reason. No matter how many we break, there will be someone to save us. which is what Christmas is about, someone giving us a second chance.
I just want to say thank you for everything.
New NCIS, then.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
The greatest gift is hope.
My son could be alive. There is no team more capable of bringing him home.
New NCIS New Orleans after NCIS tonight.
This is CBS 6 News.
And good evening once again. Thank you so much for staying with us. For CBS 6 News at 5:30 now, I'm Liz Bishop.
And I'm Cody Holyoke. The funding New York State is getting to implement Common Core standards will soon run dry.
Yeah, the feds have ended the race to the top. And Jennifer Lukey joins us live in our studios tonight. Jen, what does this mean for schools here in New York?
It won't have too much of an impact right now. The state has already secured its race to the top money and has been using it to implement the Common Core standards. But that pot of cash is now gone, eliminated in the federal funding bill, meaning it can't be tapped into in the future.
Race to the Top grants were meant to encourage states to step it up, make kids smarter, recruit better teachers, and turn around low-performing districts. To get the money, states had to implement Common Core, and we all know that didn't go too smoothly here in New York.
My children aren't common. They're individuals.
They're not learning. They're just struggling. They're fighting and they're crying. There's no learning involved. It's just getting by.
The implementation was way too fast.
Whether it was too fast or not, it's now here to stay. And come June, the federal government will no longer be footing part of the bill.
An awful lot of that race to the top money never made it to the districts. It was going straight to the state ed department, and it was supporting the work at state ed.
More specifically, a total redesign of the state's website and development of the curriculum and teaching guides. When the districts did get race to the top cash, most of them passed it along to BOCES for professional development. So BOCES could teach teachers how to teach Common Core.
And I don't think anybody feels like we were getting enough support from state ed to begin with.